read almost everything there is in the GSD. And I know there are views on the GSDs I've read that are not in public domain. I know there are people I've interacted with about GSD that don't talk in public. I know there was a man, when I started looking for walking line GSDs, I kept chasing him like that. He didn't answer me for 5 years. At the end of 5 years, he says, okay, I can see you're sufficiently interested. What is it exactly you want? 5 years, he didn't answer me. I just kept sending mails. How many of you can send mails for 5 years and not get a response? I just kept sending. So he said, okay, you must go and register in the International Association for the Protection of the Walking Line, East German. I registered. Okay, you must write mail to this person. I wrote. Then he said, exactly what do you want? I said, this is what I want, this is what I want. He didn't answer me again. I kept sending mail. Another person answered me. Said, John doesn't answer mails anymore. What exactly is it? Okay, you've been following John for this. Okay, I know what you want. We have this letter, we have this one, but you must join a syndicate. I said, I will join. How much is it? They said $3,000. I paid. That's when they knew I was serious. It's that passion. It's that desire to get there. So that when I'm talking about the dog, I know what I'm talking about. Everybody who breeds dogs or who has kept dogs for a long time will tell you, you spend more money than you get. If anybody tells you that if you buy dogs today, by the end of the year you'll not get profit, he's lying. It's not dogs. If I have not spent money on dogs, maybe I spent close to 1 billion naira. But what I've reached in dogs is nowhere near that. Because you keep putting in. But it's a passion. You know, that's why I started with passion. Because if you don't have the passion, don't even bother. Don't bother. It's a waste of your time, it's a waste of your money, waste of everything. In fact, people around you will begin to annoy you. But passion sustains you. Passion takes you to the next step. Passion takes you to the end. Passion makes sure you're doing the correct thing. Like I said in the beginning, your passion, why do you want a dog, the history of the dog, what it takes to take care of the dog, the pros and cons of that breed. Most times I tell people, for instance, about 70% of people who want dogs in Nigeria want them for security. About 70%. But is every dog a security dog? Not every dog. Is every dog a guard dog? No, not every dog. So, you see people say, oh, I want a dog. And I ask them, why do you want a dog? Oh, my place is unsafe. I need a dog. They say you have good dogs. What particular aspect of safety do you want? Like one of my elder cousins said he wants a dog, but he doesn't like dogs. He wants a dog. He wanted a dog for security. So I say, uncle, you know what? Okay, your gate man likes dog. I'll help you get a dog. But I'll get you a dog that just people looking at it, they'll be afraid. So even if the dog doesn't bark, if they look at it, they'll be afraid. So I got him a cane corso. Because you look at a cane corso, even if the dog likes you, the face alone, you are afraid. So I typed into his psychology, knowing that he doesn't like dogs. So any dog I'm giving to him is minus. I've had people who can come out, they have dogs, Ghost Dog, who is a Rottweiler Brazilian. Ghost Dog, yeah, Rottweiler. Ghost Dog used to own 8 Rottweilers back in those days. But if his dogs are outside, Ghost Dog can't come outside. Can't come out. His gate men were in charge of the dogs. So for him to come out and say, I'm going to love those dogs, or you use your money to buy them. Yeah. So it's a big disadvantage. You just want dogs for security. I've seen people who buy dogs because their friends has a lovely dog. And then after 1 year, 2 years, I can't handle this dog, but it's costing me too much money. Please, do you know where I can sell this dog? Selling an adult dog is not easy. Okay? So these issues are there. Then one of the major issues we have about dog ownership, which I hope your generation will do better than my generation, is the issue of training. An untrained dog is a useless dog. I mean it very frankly. A dog that you cannot tell sits, and sits, stay, and stays a useless dog. In terms of value, it commands less value than a chain. Anyway, if I see a trained dog, I'm willing to pay 1 million for a trained dog, but I'm not willing to pay 1 million for the same breed of dog that is not trained. Because an untrained dog just does what it likes. So it's also a disadvantage to the people that own it, because he may not listen to you. But a trained dog listens. I just hope my generation didn't get it right, because we have a lot of untrained dogs in our kennels. Okay? When I bought a trainer to train my GSD some years back, this is why I say you really need to know your dogs. He came to my house and he was like, "Oh, he trains dogs. 2 weeks, the dog will be doing basic obedience." I said, "Really?" He said, "Yes." I said, "Are you sure?" He said, "That he's been doing it." It's okay. I'm not going to give you my GSD to train. Take my dashhound, train it in 2 weeks. If you succeed in 2 weeks, I double your money. 1 month later, he was still struggling. He said, "Oh, I've not trained this kind of dog before." I said, "Because you are running your mouth. That's why I gave you this dog." He said, "As small as this dog is, it's a very independent-minded dog." That's how they were bred, independent-minded. So today you tell it sit. Tomorrow try that sit. Just look at him like, that's the breed. So I use it to test it. I say, "You're used to training German Shepherd dogs, Rottweilers, big dogs that will easily obey you. See the small one." So you go and get one that takes a longer time. You get frustrated because you're expecting a shorter time. Then you take one that takes a shorter time. Say, "Oh, my dog is so intelligent." It's not that he's intelligent. It's just that breed takes a shorter time. For instance, who is a GSD person here? You are a GSD person. You know the GSD wants to please you. It's in a hurry to please you. So if you have a German Shepherd dog, starting training it as a puppy is easy. Go and take Rottweiler at that same age. Go and take the Rottweiler will look at you like, who is the boss here, me or you? But the GSD will want to make you happy. Do it quickly. The Rottweiler wants to first determine whether you are in charge or he is in charge. And then when he determines that, okay, it be like saying that this man they in charge, he now starts to obey you. So it's the difference in the breed. But funny enough, these two breeds came from Germany. The two breeds came from Germany. So what's the difference? What they were bred from. How they were bred. Their history. You see, we'll go back to that same history again. Their history. How they were bred. What were they bred for? The Neapolitan, what was it bred for? It was a war dog. Went with the Roman chariots and so on. It wasn't bred like the German Shepherd to be chasing sheep up and down. No. The Dachshund was bred for what? Chasing small rodents, badgers into their hole, flushing them out. Then you come and go and get a Dachshund and you decide it's time to buy a rabbit. Sorry for you. The rabbit is gone. Because instinctively, it will go for the rabbit. It doesn't need to be told. It's inbred. So when you know these things, it helps you. So as you go further, you research, you learn, you listen. Unfortunately here, our breed clubs are not strong. Breed clubs and clubs like this are where you're supposed to come and learn. You learn from those who have experience. They come and they tell you what they have experienced with a certain breed. You pick things from there which reinforces, consolidates what you know or dissipates what you know. You have people like Dr. Ledem who will come with the veterinary angle, tell you about medications and the effects of medications. I've heard people tell me that you want a dog to go wild, give it kai. All those kinds of stories. Oh yeah, it will go wild though, but it's not going wild in a good sense. And there are some other health issues after it has gone wild. So, all those things you learn from gatherings like this. When you were talking about some of the things to bring KCR back, you know, I've floated it several times. You should start puppy training classes. If you start puppy training classes, people will bring their puppies to learn how to train them. To give you income, to give you followership. I'm not sure there's any kennel club in this country that does puppy training classes. Not one. And there are a lot of trainers in Port Harcourt that you can use. So those are some of the things you learn from the groups like this. So you join a group about dogs, generally about dogs and specific about the breed that you love, and you will learn a lot. I used to go all the way from here to South Africa for seminars on German Shepherd dogs. So I learned a lot from those. If not till today, I still ask them questions. What of this? What of that? What of that? What of that? Okay? Since I've left the politics of dogs in Nigeria, I just stay on my own and do what I want to do. But you guys are the next generation. I want to see you guys. I want to see you guys come up. I want to see you guys move further than where we were. Because today the world is wider, more open. So there's a lot more to learn than when we were there. Our own was closed. Okay, but I use myself as an example. My passion drove me. Anywhere I was in Lagos, I hear dog, I will go to that place. I go to Jos, dogs, I will go to there. I hear there's one man who has dogs in Kaduna, I'll go to Kaduna. I hear there's one man who has dogs in Benin, I'll go to Benin. That's how I made friends in the dog circles. Because I was always looking for. In fact, when I started in 2004, 2005, I packed all my GSDs to Lagos. And what I was telling people was, I'm looking for dogs better than my dogs. And they're like, well, your dogs are good now. Why are you looking for dogs better than your dogs? I said, because, yeah, my dogs are good, but I'm looking for things that are better. That's what was driving me. I don't rest with the fact that I have good dogs. I want to get better dogs. So as a young and upcoming person, like I said, your passion, the history, the knowledge you have about the dog, talk with dog breeders, be part of a group where you can learn, do training, or more importantly, always strive to get a better dog like that. Thank you. Let me take questions. Yes, please.
This wasn't.
When you catch your
That's my question. One dog last.
Sir,
yes.
What's the sexual maturity of a male German Shepherd?
1 year, 8 months.
Okay, yeah, 8 months.
Yeah, 8 months. That's when you're permitted to begin forcing it. But I try to keep my dogs 2 years, full maturity. They will be sexually active before then, but it doesn't mean you should start using them before then. The male dogs become sexually active at 6 months. So it's that control you as the owner has that will determine. And then also, this is the only country I see that people will breed a female dog. She litters, they have puppies, they sell the puppies, her next seed they breed her. If you don't breed your female dog more than twice a year, part of the problem is you start diminishing returns. Your puppies are not as good as the first puppies you had. You start complaining, this dog is not producing well. It's biological to the dog. It's biological. If you consider the fact that theoretically we say that a dog's 1 year is a man's 7 years. So a 5-year-old female dog is how old? So it's past its prime. Abroad they start retiring dogs at 6-7 years. They retire them, males and females. They retire the males at 7, 8 years. The females, they begin to retire them at 6. After 6 years, they don't give them. Then they find Nigerians who want to buy them.
So why would if you retire a dog from say 7, you should show you are conscious about the health of the very dog.
Right.
And the same dog you are conscious of, you feel you send it across with the likelihood that the next person who picks him will continue what you
let me tell you what they do.
Is it if it's not a regulation, so
No. Let me tell you what they do. The breed clubs try to regulate that. Okay. So they know that after 8 years, the dog is not going to give them money.
okay, so economic reason.
For economic reasons. Okay. But there's something else they do, which we find out sometimes after. Doctor, they spay the dogs and sell them to you. They don't want you to continue producing the dogs, so they spay the dogs. They either do chemical spraying or all these other ways of spraying the dogs, and they sell it to you. I was going to ask Logadins earlier on. That famous dog, what has happened to it?
Yeah, I can't tell. But I see someone advertising for something.
Yeah. So as young aspiring people, always observe. Don't be that the dog is fine doesn't make the dog. What makes the dog is the temperament and the character and the genes. That's what makes the dog. Not how fine it looks. Temperament, character, genes. That's what, because if you are going to be a breeder, you want to produce the next generation of bulldogs. If you are not going to be a breeder, you want to make sure that the dog sitting in your house is genetically okay. And the temperament is okay. And the character is okay. If you miss those things, there's nothing else. Yes.
Is there anything like an impotent dog?
Yes.
What causes? But this dog has a father that produced it in that sibling. So what causes impotency?
What causes an impotent man? He has a father that produced it. But for dogs, mostly impotency, I can tell you, to a large extent, is genetic. Dog, am I lying? The father may be able to produce just 1 liter, and that's the end. Then you go buy the dog, not knowing that he has a history of impotency behind. But like everything biological, there are other factors that can cause it. That's why for GSDs, part of the breed standard is that 2 of the testicles must drop. Must. So you need to know this, because if you don't know, they'll sell the dog to you. Okay. And that's why when I check dogs online, I ask you for the pedigree. I check siblings. I check where are the siblings, what other puppies did the parents have. It gives you an idea if it's a productive line or not a productive line. The very productive line, the dogs that are doing very well, you see that they are using them, they are producing. But the dogs that are not doing very well, they just phase out.
So I want to know what can one do to create that kind of system of having successful dog ownership without having issues. What can one put into consideration if I say, okay, see, I want 2 of you now to own this particular dog. What and what should I put into consideration that the whole deal will not cause any problem for this side or this side? Is there any, what are those responsibilities that I can share 50-50 or between these people in a way that it will not resolve any issue?
You're taking it from the end. The first question would be, are both people passionate about winning those? Or is it just a business transaction? If it's a business transaction, that's where you'll be talking about wage responsibilities. But if 2 people are passionate about owning a breed of dog, the responsibilities doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. So the passion is the key. Most times in Nigeria, people could own dogs because they want to split the puppies when they have puppies. So it's basically a business deal. So you start having quarrels as to, oh, I spent more money feeding the dog, I kenneled the dog, I did this, I did that, like that. But if you have passion, those things don't matter. Number one, that's number one. Number two, if you're going to go the business route, then you have an agreement drawn out as to what each party does. Like if you do this, it entitles you to this. If you do, most times people do co-ownership in Nigeria, they don't have an agreement. It's just two friends getting together and say, okay, I can't keep this dog, you keep it when it litters. It's not chicken. It's not chicken. Care of a dog is heavy responsibility. It's cost laden. So the guy who is spending money is thinking about recouping his money. And then you who are sitting in your house, then when they have puppies, you tell him you will take more of the puppies because you brought the dogs. How? He will tell you the cost he has spent maintaining the dog is more than the cost you bought the dog. The quarrel starts. And then unfortunately for you, the puppy is just one. Okay. So it becomes a problem. So if you're going into a business relationship about co-owning, document it, please. Document it so that it's clear. Most cases that have been brought to me about people quarreling over co-owning dogs, they didn't document it. Sometimes I thought he would. We agreed we would. Where's the document that says those things? There's none. So eventually there's a quarrel. Then the quarrel gets worse in the dog dies. That becomes another issue. So in those kind of co-ownership things, you need to list. Each person has a copy so that they know. Abroad, they co-own because of passion. They share proceeds easily. They also have an agreement abroad on what co-ownership means. I can say, okay, Dr. Ode and I will co-own this dog. Dr. Ode, the dog must bear my kennel name. Because I see maybe a champion dog. So it means that when it wins, it's my kennel name that is winning. It doesn't matter the fact that it's staying with Dr. Ode. So we've agreed that throughout the life of the dog, it must be my kennel name. That's it. Okay? And I will contribute certain amount of money for the upkeep. You keep the dog. I don't have the facilities, you have but I will have access to the dog now and then. Maybe bi-weekly or something like that. They have those things spelled out. Because for them, the passion is number one. It's not about the profit. For us, the profit is number one. If I buy a dog now and give to Dr. Day, I'm looking at, in fact, most times you see co-ownership. Have you ever seen co-ownership of males? Normally you see co-ownership of females. Okay. So most times I'm giving it to Dr. Day, bearing in mind that I want Dr. Day, I want us to make money out of it. So and you know there's no honor among thieves. When the money now comes, the percentage of sharing becomes the issue. You're not thinking about what the dog cost with a quality dog. Was the puppy properly cared for? Did he get all the nutrients? Okay. You're just concerned about how much did we sell the puppy? Where's my own share of the money? Those are the issues normally in Nigeria when you co-own. But largely I say because they are not documented. I'm yet to see anybody show me a co-ownership document. I've never seen. They just say, oh, me and Logadins are friends. No. Come take this dog now, go keep him for your house. When they born, we'll go share. I don't think about the cost, the inconvenience to him. I don't calculate it as part of his own costs. I'll tell him, okay, every month I'll give you 1 bag of dog food. For me, that's my own contribution. But what of the care? What of the bathing? What of the walking? What of the carrying of the poo? What of the illness? It's not calculated. Then when the puppies arrive, he wants to recoup his own cost. And he's telling me, but the dog was sick at this time, I did this, I took the dog, and for me, I'm giving you the dog food now, that's what we agreed. What are you? Let's share this thing, I beg. And like I said, it's worse when it's one puppy. Or when there are 2 puppies, then later it says one died, it's a lie, he sold it behind my back. You start having quarrels. Okay, so anybody wants to go into co-ownership, I beg you, document it. Any other question? No. So please escape. Thank you.
Thanks.